Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the Circle of Hope Twilight Tea to Go. Everybody's pretty excited about this event. And what a year it's been, right? Thinking about that today. We've had a pandemic, fires, an earthquake a few days ago. I mean, what else could possibly happen in 2020, right? Yeah, you're right. Let's not go there. Seriously, we are very humbled and very honored and very happy that you have chosen to spend your time with us this evening for this event. It's going to be such a great time. We have terrific entertainment. We have special messages coming into us from a variety of different places tonight. Before we start out with that, though, I want to thank our sponsors. It's very difficult to do events of any kind without sponsors, and we so appreciate their generosity and their kindness in sponsoring an event like this. We have to just mention them and give them the kudos for their generosity and their commitment to the organization. Our Twilight Tea sponsors, and you'll notice that every sponsor category is named after a drink tonight, which is apropos to the event. Our Twilight Tea sponsors are Lisa Call, Dilbeck Real Estate, and also Thrivent Meyer Klein Group. Our iced tea sponsors, RT Frankian and Associates, and Gann Orthodontics. Our sweet tea sponsors, City of Hope, Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, UV Resources. Our English breakfast sponsor, Nola Aronson's Advanced Audiology. Our peach tea sponsors are 9 Round Kickbox Fitness. Sorry, sounds like I've had a drink. Logix Federal Credit Union. Beaver Merchandise, that's Jerry and Teresa Mathers. And our matcha tea sponsor is Team Santa Clarita Premier Network. So a big thank you to all those sponsors that have helped us with the event tonight. We are coming to you live tonight from the RK Studios here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and I want to thank Corin Young for his help with all of our technical elements here this evening to keep us on track. We'll have the live things here in the studio. We'll be going out live to some people for special messages and also some performances, and we have a great show put together for you, and we're going to get right into that now. Let me tell you about the first two things. To get us kicked off tonight, we have two fantastic performances from two of Santa Clarita Valley's very own. An international ensemble from Vibe Performing Arts Studio, followed up with some Bollywood moves from the De Wilfried Dance Art and Entertainment Studio. So let's take a look at those two performances right now.
I'm Andrea Vibe with Vibe Performing Arts. Students and instructors of all ages have shared wonderful cultural experiences, and we hope that you enjoy this performance. We have slightly changed the words to a very popular song. It's now called World of Love. We don't own the publishing rights, but we did want you at Circle of Hope to enjoy this because we truly are learning to be more tolerant and accepting of each other. Please enjoy.
Just what you want it to be. One blink and boom, you're around the world with me. So please tell me why don't we come around a little more? 'Cause right now the world is crying outside the door of our friendship store. It just takes a little bit, little bit of that. Starts with love when we're up to bat. A little bit of laughs, a little bit of pain. I'm telling you, my friends, let's live telling you, my friends, let's live in a world of little bit of this, little bit of that. Starts with love, now we're up to bat. Little bit of laughs, little bit of pain. Telling you, my friends, let's live in the world of love. Let's live in love. Make me feel little bit of that. Hey, yeah. Little bit of laughs.
Hi, we are DeWilfrey Dance Studio, and we are very excited to be performing Bollywood and Samba for this event.
Wow. That was amazing. So a big thank you, of course, to Vibe Performing Arts Studio and to Wilfrey Dance Art and Entertainment Studio. And I committed the the mortal sin of being an MC, I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning of the show. My name is Ed Masterson. I am very, very honored to have been asked to be part of tonight's event, and really happy to be here with all of you and sharing the evening with you. So thank you so much for letting me do that. And I hope by now maybe you're all settled in. I know we've got viewing parties going on in different places tonight, and I hope you're all enjoying those delicious and internationally inspired meals and those hand-selected wines for our VIP guests. Tonight we plan on spicing up tea time with some international flair, all while focusing on the love, peace, unity that is our very own small world. We not only want to express our thanks to you, we hope to inspire you to continue your support for this amazing organization. Our plan is to have some fun tonight, actually a lot of fun, and our plan is to raise a lot of money for this fantastic organization that we all love so much called Circle of Hope. So let's get started celebrating our Twilight Tea to Go themes of It's a Small World with a message from the one, the only, the Executive Director of Circle of Hope. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Laura Kirchhoff. Laura?
Thank you, Ed. In these last few months, we have been challenged to learn how to work differently, to learn differently, interact with friends and family differently, and 2020 has challenged the way we look at the world. Here at Circle of Hope, we have learned to do the same. Our classes have become virtual, our support group meets via Zoom, and we continue to assist those who are unable to afford their life-saving cancer treatments. We continue to give hope. Tonight, we want to entertain you and introduce you to the vast, glorious, and unique attributes of our small world by introducing you to a variety of entertainment from around the world. You have dined with a variety of meals from Marston's that have an international flair, and sipped on a variety of iced tea cocktails that you can create at home with the ingredients you received in your Twilight Tea gift bags. While so much of what we do has changed, one thing has not changed: the need for the emotional, educational, and financial resources that Circle of Hope provides to cancer patients right here in our community, right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. And until there is a cure, with your continued support, Circle of Hope will be here to do just that. Thank you again for continuing to support our organization, and thank you for joining us for tonight's Twilight Tea.
Hi. For those of you that know me, you know that I am, well, just a little bit camera shy. As the chair of tonight's event, when I found out that I would need to say a little something, this is what I thought. Maybe I'll be sick. Or maybe I have to wash my hair. Yeah, that's it. But no, my 11-year-old son, the greatest YouTube fan on the planet, said, "Mom, you can do it, and here's how." I am beyond thrilled to be chairing tonight's party for a cause that is very close to my heart. After watching my mother battle 2 different breast cancers and a pancreatic cancer, and then finding out that I, myself, am positive for the BRCA1 breast cancer gene mutation, I thought, how can I give back? How can I help? And that brings us to tonight. A night of fun, food, friends, and laughs. All while helping those that are fighting cancer in our own community. What could be better? All I ask is that tonight you be present and enjoy. Oh, and here's the real me. Thanks for coming, and enjoy the night.
Okay. Wow, that was a fantastic video, Debbie. Really great. I love your avatars and all the cool creative stuff you put into that. Look, if the real estate thing doesn't work out, I think you have a future in cool filmmaking. So we want to thank you, of course, Debbie, for your leadership, your encouragement, your optimism throughout the planning of this event. As the chair, you know how much great work has gone into it and all the help you've received as well. So a big thank you to you for being the chair of tonight's event. You've done an absolutely fantastic job. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And Speaking of leadership, Senator Scott Wilk and his wife Vanessa Wilk are two of Circle of Hope's biggest and most loyal supporters. You likely know them because of their unwavering commitment to public service, but you may not know the impact that cancer has had directly on their lives these past few years. Scott and Vanessa are here this evening to share their story. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott and Vanessa Wilk.
Thanks so much, Ed.
Hey, Ed, and hi, everybody out there. In fact, we are so excited that Ed is our Master of Ceremonies because it is not an official Santa Clarita event unless Ed Masterson is the Master of Ceremonies. As you know, he's the Ryan Seacrest of the Santa Clarita Valley.
He certainly is.
Anyway, we're really honored that we were asked to do this. Circle of Hope is it's really an incredible nonprofit. We've been supporting it for years. Just because we never thought we'd need it, but we were supporting it for years just because of the passion of everybody who's involved in this. And in a community that has so many great nonprofits, there's none that has greater passion than Circle of Hope. But all those years, we never knew that we were going to rely on those services. And lo and behold, it happened to us in 2018. And Vanessa, why don't you tell your story, and I'll just add a little color when appropriate.
Okay, so back in September of 2018, I was at my work in a meeting, and my phone rang, and it was my son. And we talk a lot during the day, and I said, "Honey, can I call you back?" And he said, "Not really." I said, "Okay, what's up?" And he said, "I'm at my doctor's office, and I'm going to need surgery the day after tomorrow, and I have cancer." And I just was flabbergasted. I didn't even know he was at his I didn't even know he had a doctor's appointment. And here he's telling me that he's having surgery and he has cancer. So, needless to say, it was incredibly scary. And I told him we'd be right there, hung up. Thank God Scott happened to be in town at the time. And we ran straight to his doctor's office and met him there and found out that he had testicular cancer. And he needed to have surgery in 2 days. So besides just trying to be strong for him, we're trying to be strong for each other because you never want to hear that when it's about your kid. So a couple days later, we found a wonderful surgeon, went to Tarzana Hospital, and he had the surgery, and it was a great success. But after the surgery, the doctor told us that he needed to follow up with an oncologist, and from his blood tests and the CAT scans, it seemed that he was probably going to have another surgery as well as chemo and radiation. So something about your intuition, whether it's a mother's intuition or your own intuition. We went to visit the oncologist that, according to our son, he had the best insurance, but they were limited to where he could go for services. And we went, and we just did not feel good about it. And went on kind of a journey to get a second opinion, and gratefully we were allowed to do that, and we went to City of Hope and got a second opinion, and it was completely different than what we had been told. So thank God this oncologist said, we took tests before the surgery, let's take tests after the surgery and see where we're at. And his numbers, of course, were totally different than they were before the surgery. And come to find out that they didn't feel like he even needed treatment until those numbers were either higher or something changed. So here we were, we had an appointment to get the port in his chest and ready to start all these, the radiation and the chemo. And thank God our second opinion said, let's just wait on that a little bit. So it's now 2 years later, and his numbers continue to be incredibly good. He goes every 3 months. And I think we just want to encourage you guys about getting a second opinion. And
getting a second opinion, read the fine print in your insurance, because he thought he did not have the insurance that he had. He thought he had. And then number 3, you have to advocate for yourself.
You really have to advocate.
You have to advocate for yourself, because those doctors were going to put in the portal that he didn't need, and particularly you were just so awesome. If you hadn't been involved, I believe that if you hadn't been involved, he would have gone ahead and done that. and there would have been some potential consequences there. So one other thing you may want to know, so if you have to go through this and you have to use a sperm bank, a sperm bank actually costs less than our monthly fee for our wine locker, so it's not that big of a deal. So that's one of the ways we helped out our son by paying for the deposit and for them to hold
Making
it.
sure that our grandchildren were safe.
That's right.
Our
Safe
future
and secure.
grandchildren, yeah.
Yep.
So now we fast forward just a couple of weeks. I'm in Sacramento and getting ready for an event, and I look in the mirror and I have like this little twitch on my cheek.
It was more than a twitch. It was going all over your face.
It was a twitch. Anyway, so I asked my husband, I'm like, do you see my face is twitching? And, he did. And being the wonderful, supportive guy he is, he tells me I probably have some, fleshy.
No, what I did, so I just got on my iPad and I Googled and came up with hemifacial spasm, which is not dangerous, but it's most unattractive. And so she immediately calls her internist to go in to see her later in the week.
I did, and part of me was really excited because the treatment for that is Botox. So I thought, oh, how wonderful, I get to go have Botox, and it's medically necessary. It's a medical necessity. So went to see my internist, and by the time I went to see her the following week, it had quit spasming. So she said, why don't we just do some blood tests to see what's going on inside of you? Because she really didn't know why it started or what was going on. So that was on a Wednesday, and I went for the blood test on a Saturday because I didn't want to miss more of work. And Sunday morning at 7 a.m., I went upstairs, down having a cup of coffee, and I go upstairs, and my phone, my doctor had called me 3 times on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So that's not good news. So called her back, and she told me she was quite concerned because my white blood cell counts had come back extremely high. And she wanted me to go to Henry Mayo Hospital, immediately. And I felt fine. I felt totally fine. And she kept asking me, do you feel okay? Is this okay? Is that okay? And I said, I feel fine. And she said, okay, then I need you to come to my office tomorrow morning. It was a Sunday, and this is Monday. So I said, well, do you think I have leukemia? And she said, well, I wouldn't have called you on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. if I thought it wasn't anything. So anyway, very nerve-wracking 24 hours. We have my mom who lives with us, and I did not want to tell her until I knew what was going on. We did tell our adult children, but the next morning, Scott was supposed to go back to Sacramento. He did not. He stayed, and we went to the doctor's office, and she told me that a normal white blood cell count is, and I don't want to get this wrong, I think it's from 4,000 to 9,000, and mine was 97,000. So did not look good, and she immediately set me up to go see a hematologist oncologist at UCLA that evening. And we went in, and
we went in together, and we heard completely different things.
We did hear completely different things, but I have to tell you what was actually funny about, take the scariness out of it. Our son was at City of Hope, and I was at UCLA, and we were both seeing our oncologists for the first time, and he's laying on the little couch there, and I'm laying on the little couch there, and here's the two of us, cancer boy and cancer girl, having this conversation. Both of our oncologists walk in at the same time, so we were kind of going through this together. So anyway, the oncologist comes in and tells me I have something called CLL, which is chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and it's chronic, and which means it's better than it being acute.
It means you're going to have it your entire life.
Yes, I'm going to have it my entire life. And he really said it's asymptomatic. Come to find out that, by the way, that the little twitch on my face had nothing to do with any of this. It was just a freak thing. But it got me to see the doctor, which is a good thing. So he told me that that it's usually pretty slow going, and a lot of people don't, need any type of treatments. But he was going to take some tests and see, where I was at. And so we left, and it was.
But during that, because I know there's a little twist there, but during that, I heard best kind of cancer to have, non-life threatening, and what did you hear?
I heard leukemia and treatment, and you know.
And that's why it's better to take this walk with somebody else.
It is.
So you hear the whole picture.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is. So went and had a bunch of tests done, and of course, because I'm an overachiever, they all came back as I have the fast-growing kind, and I needed to start treatment immediately. Most people get this when they're in their 70s. I was in my 50s. Most people don't even start treatment till like 20 years later. I had to. But the good news is there's a lot of new things that therapies that are helpful for CLL. So for the past 2 years, I've been on oral medication, which is like an oral chemo pill, and I'm doing really, really well. My numbers are good. Anybody who has cancer will know the big thing is the numbers. So every 3 months we go in and we get our blood test and we check and see where the numbers are at, and they're really good. But it's scary. I mean, I don't know any time it can go up, anytime things can change, but I'm totally grateful for research that is done, because I know for my son, in fact, he was telling me back in the 60s, if you had testicular cancer, that would be a death sentence. And for me, I know that before immediately having this type of leukemia, you had to do the port in the chest with the chemo, and now I can take oral medication. So I'm really grateful for the advances and what's become of all of this, for sure.
Right. And if you're just along for the ride, just be along for the ride. Just listen. You know, obviously be empathetic, sympathetic. Because I'm a guy, all guys, we like to fix stuff. This is something I can't fix. So I just gotta try to be there for you when you need me. And of course, we just opened up your latest set of blood tests yesterday, and you know, it's an anxious moment. Came back pretty good.
Yeah.
So very happy about that. And just have to, you know, walk through this together.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's been a scary ride for the Wilk family. You know, first our son, then me. But we are so grateful for organizations like Circle of Hope who help and are there. We've gone to, both my son and I together went to one of the meetings. It was wonderful. We felt very encouraged, and we're just grateful for community support. And it's kind of weird telling our story, but you have to, because you want to share with others and know that, you know, there's hope. There's definitely hope.
As long as you're alive, there's hope.
Yeah.
And this may have never ever struck you or your family, but it will. And so really want to thank you for participating tonight. Like to see you dig even deeper into your pockets. This, you know, 2020 has been a very challenging year for all of us, obviously. And there's a lot of people that are holed up, you know, in their residence. They probably should be in getting opinions now and getting treatment, and they're not. So I anticipate seeing a spike. Obviously, there's been spikes in, you know, domestic violence and suicide and depression. And Circle of Hope is going to need more resources, not less, and really encourage you to do all you can to lift up this great organization that has helped so many people, including our family, that we're so thankful for. So thanks for participating tonight. There's still a silent auction going on. I got some killer wine on the last event, so don't bid on the wine, because I'm gonna. No, you can bid on the wine, but really, Thank you for participating. And again, thank everybody in Santa Clarita. This is such an incredible community to live in, and we're just really thankful to be part of it.
Very grateful. Yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Vanessa and Scott. We appreciate that. And Scott, yes, we'll try to wave people off if they're horning in on the auction of the wine that you're after. Your story, thank you so much for sharing your story. Like so many cancer survivor stories, it is exactly why Circle of Hope is so important to the Santa Clarita Valley. Of course, our hearts go out to you and your family, you and Scotty Jr., for the positive outlook you bring to our community. We celebrate the cancer victories you've won, and we will, of course, continue to walk beside you in your journey. I've known you guys for 15 years. You have been fantastic friends. And I want to thank you for sharing your story with all of us tonight. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for your support of Circle of Hope and for telling us about your journey this evening. It's really very much appreciated. Thank you. And stories, just like the ones we heard from Scott and Vanessa just now, stories are what we're here to help create. Stories of survival, stories of hope. And the way those stories are created is by donating to organizations like Circle of Hope. I want to encourage you to join our Fund a Need program. For those of you not familiar with Fund a Need, it is pretty much like what it says. We're helping to fund various needs, specific needs that people have when it comes to the things, the services that Circle of Hope provides to its constituents. And all of you can help us do that right now. The Fund a Need program means that for a $500 donation, you would be able to provide a surgery copayment. So if you want to make a generous gift of $500 to help someone in the Santa Clarita Valley with their surgery copayment, all you have to do, we've made it super easy, of course, type $500 into the chat box on your Zoom program right now. Go to the chat box, type in $500. We are recording the program tonight, so we'll have your name and we'll have your gift and your donation that you've entered into the chat box, and we will contact you to facilitate your generous gift. So if you can help out with a surgery copayment at the $500 level, go ahead and type that into the chat box right now, and we'll contact you and follow up. I'm scanning. I'm looking at two different screens here tonight, so I'm going to take a look down here. My eyes are kind of bad, so I don't know if I'm seeing anything coming in there or not. I guess some of my partners in the studio, they can help me out and eyeball some of the donations coming in.
Jonathan Waymeyer, 500.
Jonathan Waymeyer, thank you so much for donating $500. We appreciate that so much, Jonathan. Thank you. I can't see you out there, but if I could, I'd love to just give you a hug. Thank you so much for that donation of $500. Appreciate that. If you want to make a $500 donation to help out with the surgery copayment, go ahead and type that into the chat box, and you can do that at any time. We're going to move on at this point and move down into, we're going to invite more people maybe to participate in the Fund a Need program at this point. Cancer treatment copayments are very expensive, and they can quickly become cost prohibitive if you need several treatments, which oftentimes people do. If you would like to donate $250 toward a cancer treatment copayment right now, as this part of the Fund a Need program level, just again, type in $250 in the chat box. We'll contact you. We'll follow up. We'll have a record of it here tonight so we can keep track of it in case we miss you at the moment. But go ahead and just type in $250 in the chat box to help out with a cancer treatment copayment. $250. Give everybody a couple seconds to get to their chat box. If you can't find it, down at the toolbar, just in case you have never used it before, on your Zoom thing, there's a little button down at the bottom toolbar that says chat. If you click that, it opens up a side column, and that's where you can see all the other people that are responding as well, and you can type your information into that. So $250 for a cancer treatment copayment. Thank you all for those that have donated at that level. We'll see if a few more come on in. Go, keeping an eye on that. As all of you know, the work that Circle of Hope does is so vitally important to those enduring cancer treatments. Your donation tonight will help someone receive the treatments they need. Another category, preventative care and follow-up care, is vitally important to all cancer patients and to the quality of their life. That's why a $100 Fund a Need gift will help pay for a mammogram. If you would like to donate $100 to help pay for a mammogram, please just enter that into the chat box. $100 will help pay for a mammogram for a patient. Type in your name right there. Karen, thank you so much for your donation of $100. Appreciate that. Rona Jukes, thank you so much for your $100 donation. We appreciate that so very much. We also got a $250 donation that came in. Alan and Renee, thank you so much for that $250 donation. We appreciate that generosity. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember McLean, for your $100 donation. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. The city is representing there. Thank you. Thank you, Marcia. 100. Judy Penman, one of my favorite people of all time. Judy's coming in at the $100 donation as well in the mammogram category. Thank you so much, Judy. Appreciate that. Hope things down in Arizona are doing well. Okay, we'll keep an eye on those as they continue coming in. We like to get as many people as possible involved in tonight's donation on our funded needs. So first of all, thanks to everybody that's donating. And again, if it takes you a few minutes to get around to it, that's okay. You have all night throughout the rest of this program to just type in an amount anytime you want throughout the evening, put it in there, and we'll have a record of it so we can follow up with you. The generosity of our community is pretty amazing all the time. So thank you. It's no surprise that people are donating so much money. Valerie, thank you for your $100 donation. Warms our heart. It's so fantastic. I think we got another one as well.
That was the same one.
Okay, fantastic. Hopefully you get a few more people involved. If you'd like to donate $50 to the Funded Need program, type $50 in the chat box. This would help pay for a physician's office copayment. So a lot of times people have to go for follow-up appointment with the doctor. This would help. A $50 donation in our Funded Need chat box would help pay for that copayment for a doctor's follow-up visit. So that'd be great. Anybody that's able to do that, we appreciate it so much. Those kind of follow-up appointments are, as you can imagine, very necessary to track progress and keep on top of things and make new things. Adele, thank you so much for your $50 donation. We appreciate that. Paula? Paula, thank you for your $50 donation. Appreciate that as well. So generous. We know they're going to keep coming in throughout the evening. Sometimes people are busy or they're enjoying the food or having a drink, chatting with friends. That's the cool thing about the Zoom thing. That chat box, if you leave it open, you can just go there anytime you want throughout the program and go ahead and put in as much money as you'd like to do. So thank you so much. We appreciate the generosity. One thing that cancer patients rely on is prescriptions. It may be prescriptions directly related to keeping their cancer controlled. It might be a prescription that combats their nausea. It may be a prescription to help rebalance a patient's hormones when they sometimes get out of whack. Whatever it is, paying for prescriptions can sometimes become a financial burden. If you would like to help out and help pay for a patient's medical prescription, please type $25 into the chat box, and $25 will help go towards prescriptions for some patients.
We got a couple more for you. $50 from Eve.
We have a $50 donation from Eve. Thank you, Eve.
100 from Pamela.
And a $100 donation from Pamela. Thank you so much, ladies, for that as well. We appreciate that so much. And we're working on our $25 level now that helps pay for prescriptions for patients. So any of you that can put in a $25 donation, appreciate that as well.
Read the comment from Jonathan.
Yeah, I can't read it. Mine's just a bit.
It says a survivor whose bills are over $1 million. This is particularly important to us.
Okay, so we're doing great on those donations. Again, feel free to put them in there anytime you want as we go throughout the evening. So great. All right. Now, let's pause for a moment and take a look at some of the auction items that we have in the silent auction. And in case you weren't aware of this or you haven't checked it out yet, I think there's about 125 silent auction items tonight for this event. And if you would look in the goodie bags you received, your gift bag that you picked up this evening, there is a program in there with a QR code on it. If you scan that QR code, it will allow you then to go to the auction page so you can view all the auction items. I think there's a special button you click to get you access to all the auction items that are available here this evening for bidding. And just hit the QR code and then scan the code and then click the catalog button to view all the auction items. So just as a general reminder, this event is about having fun, but it's also about raising money for Circle of Hope. And here's what I think is very interesting. Lots of the items that are in the auction are about self-care, things that pamper and indulge people that buy them, which are all good things. All things that we sometimes tend to neglect for ourselves or others that we care about, especially during something like a pandemic quarantine. So here's your chance to spoil yourself or somebody you love, bid on something extravagant, or just give yourself permission to indulge and have fun. So there's a lot of really cool items in there that answer those needs that we were just talking about, pampering, indulging, things of that nature. And if you're still considering making a gift to the Funded Need program, as I said, all throughout the program, just type that amount into the chat box. We'll keep an eye on it. and we'll try to acknowledge people as well when we see those coming in. And those donations, it's hard sometimes to ask people to donate, and we understand that times are tough. But if you think about it and you're able to donate over the next few minutes and throughout the program, consider what you can do to help Circle of Hope continue to provide emotional, educational, financial resources to cancer patients in the Santa Clarita Valley as you listen to a very, very special performance we have coming up by Miss Sarah Van Sciver. We're going to go out to Sarah now, so take a look and a listen.
Hi, my name is Sarah Van Sciver, and I'm a composer, arranger, and performer. I play piano, harp, guitar, ukulele, and I sing. And as a composer, I primarily write as a songwriter or writing music for film and theater. The song that I'll be presenting for you today is an original piece of mine. It's a wedding song titled I Do, and I wrote it to reflect the diversity of our world. It's a wedding song that would be wonderful in any wedding celebration, regardless of the identities and the traditions of the people getting married. So without further ado, here is I Do. Ever since the day I met you, see more sunshine through the clouds. Every minute I spend with you, I can't help laughing more out loud. I promise you what I say.
Good evening. I'm Alex Hafizi, Chairman of the Board for Circle of Hope. I would like to thank you all for being here tonight. I would also like to thank our fabulous sponsors who are listed in your program. Frankly, tonight's event would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors. A special thank you goes out to Lisa Call of Delbeck Real Estate and Melanie Meyer from the Meyer Klein Group of Thrivent for being our Twilight Tea sponsors. Let's listen to Lisa as she tells us a little bit about Delbeck Real Estate.
Hey everyone, Lisa Call here with @callforhomes.com, where we make real estate easy. Now that's my personal philosophy in business, but also in life. Life is complicated enough as it is, and this is why I like being a sponsor of Circle of Hope's Twilight Tea to Go. This is also very personal to me. I am a 2-year breast cancer survivor, and I understand the importance of supporting those in our community and supporting others who are going through what we have just lived through. I want to thank Circle of Hope for all that you do. And again, I am so honored and thrilled to be a sponsor of this year's Twilight Tea to Go.
Okay, big thank you to Sarah, Alex, and Lisa. That's a great trifecta there. Thank you guys. Appreciate all of that. Beautiful performance from Sarah. Okay, keeping with some entertainment, and we have some great entertainment here this evening, as you've already seen, but we have more coming up. And keeping with these next two performers, I can't wait to see them again. I got a little sneak preview earlier this week for rehearsals, and I know that you are going to love them as much as I did. The first performance you're going to see is LA's premier polka party band, the Die Sauerkrauts. And the second performance is a beautifully done traditional Japanese dance by the Fujima Seiyumikai Japanese Dance Studio. So let's take a look now at the Die Sauerkrauts and the dancers from Fujima Seiyumikai Studio.
Dankeschön. Thank you, Ed. We are excited to be here tonight to bring a little international flair to the festivities. Tonight we will be playing Die Liechtensteiner Polka, also known as the Polka from Liechtenstein. Prost!
When they throw a party in Liechtenstein, they have to send far and wide because musicians can't afford to live there, which isn't too hard because it's a pretty small country. They can literally just yodel up to the other hill. Oh, musicians!
Oh, musicians!
Listen to that echo. Wunderbar. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we would like to play for you Die Liechtensteiner Polka!
1, 2, 3!
Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Ah ja, da bleibt kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz. Auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben, Schieben, Schieben sich in beiden Augen sehen. Doch die Liebe, 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 ja, die Liebe ist so schön. Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Der hat Rabatt, mein Schatz. Der alte Herr von Liechtenstein, ja, 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 der wollte nicht alleine sein.
Nein, nein, nein,
der schickte seine Boten aus.
Ja, ja, ja,
schaut mir nach Musikanten aus und bringt sie mir nach Haus. Die Musik legten los, da wussten klein und groß. Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Ah ja, da bleibt kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz. Auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben, Schieben, Schieben sich in beiden Augen sehen. Doch die Liebe, 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 ja die Liebe ist so schön. Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Der hat Rabatz, Mann. Take it away, Brian! Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Ah ja, da bleibt kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz. Auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben, Schieben, Schieben sich in beiden Augen sehen. Doch die Liebe, 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 ja, die Liebe ist so schön. Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Der hat Rabatt, mein Schatz. Der alte Herr von Liechtenstein, ja, 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 der wollte nicht alleine sein. Nein, 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 der schickte seine Boot hinaus.
ja, ja, ja.
Schaut mir nach Musikanten aus und bringt sie mir da raus. Die Musik legte los, da wusste keine groß. Ah ja, das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Polka, mein Schatz. Ah ja, Da bleibt kein Liechtensteiner auf seinem Platz, mein Schatz. Man kann beim Schieben sich in beiden Augen sehen. Doch die Liebe, ja, die Liebe ist so schön. Ah ja. Das ist die Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz. Der hat dabei mein Schatz. Ja! Wunderbar!
Yahoo!
Brian,
Jawohl,
would you be
ja.
so kind as showing this wonderful audience a little...
Oh, ja, jawohl. Zicki, zacki, zicki, zacki.
Hoi, hoi, hoi!
Zicki, zacki, zicki, zacki.
Hoi, hoi, hoi!
Zicki, zacki, zicki, zacki.
Hoi, hoi, hoi!
Prost!
Prost! Drink up, everybody!
All right. Well, those are two widely different but equally entertaining events, or excuse me, performances. The Dice Sauerkrauts and then the beautiful Japanese dance number. So a big thank you to both of them. It's just another part of our international flavor that we're doing this evening, and in keeping with It's a Small World style event, excuse me, theming. I'm a little bit distracted because I've been trying to sneak some bites of food here in between all of my MC duties. And I say all of my MC duties, which are not that much, and yet I still keep making mistakes. But it's tough to eat gourmet food and, sneak a couple sips of wine and cocktails and still, read my prompter correctly. So anyway, I just put the fork down so that I wouldn't get caught on camera sneaking a bite of the ginger and cilantro pesto salmon. It's absolutely phenomenal and delicious. And all the food this evening is prepared for us and provided by Marston's Restaurant here in Santa Clarita. And we're going to go right now. We have a very special preparation video and a demonstration video prepared by Jim Marston himself, and it'll show you a really, really cool demo on the food. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Jim?
Hey, I'm Jim from Marston's Restaurant here in Santa Clarita. Thanks for joining us tonight for Circle of Hope, the Twilight Tea. I hope you're enjoying your meal so far this evening. I'm going to show you how to make one of the meals tonight, the cilantro salmon with the soba noodle. So come on in. First thing we're going to do is put a little chopped cilantro on our salmon here. Season it with a little salt and pepper mixture. Okay. And then while that's cooking, we'll make our sauce for the dish. Add a little bit of lemongrass, some shiitake mushrooms, and some red peppers, a little bit of salt and pepper. Cook a little bit. Come on over here and flip these over. We'll add our tomatoes. Add some sweet soy sauce. A little bit of veggie stock. Let that reduce a little bit. Add our buckwheat soba noodles. A little more salt and pepper. Salmon on there. And there's our cilantro salmon. Enjoy.
Okay, I told you I had too much wine. It's actually Jim McCarty, the owner of Marston's, not Jim Marston's. Sorry, my mistake. That's strike 3 for me, I think, as the MC tonight. All right, that's a great demo, by the way, and the food is absolutely amazing. I know all of you should be eating it by now at home and watching and having a great time. So big thank you to Marston's for all the phenomenal food that went out this evening to everybody. Okay, it's time for a reminder as to why we're here tonight. One of the big reasons why we're here tonight, I'm going to give you a few minutes to go back online to the auction site. And again, if you need a reminder, get the program that's in your gift bag, scan that QR code, and then that'll take you to an opportunity to go up and click the catalog button to view all of the auction items. And let's keep raising some money for Circle of Hope. You guys are doing great so far. It's fantastic. There are some amazing auction items out there with your name on them. And here's the deal. We are going to highlight a few of the really special auction items in the next few minutes. And pay attention. Figure out which one, or 2, or 3, maybe 5, 10, however many you want. Anyway, find the ones you can't live without and start bidding on them. You do not want to miss out on some of these auction items. And remember to contribute to the Fund to Need program by going to the chat box whenever you can and also type in the amount you might like to provide and contribute to Circle of Hope. And here's just a quick auction thing. And Senator Wilk will back me up on this because we did the live auction last year. There is no honor among friends when it comes to auction items. Your best friend will sneak in and try to steal that item that you want at the last minute if you're not careful. So make sure you guard your auction items well. Make sure you bid on those often, early, late, as often as you can think about doing it. We want to make sure you do it. And right now, we're going to give you a real quick look at a nice auction highlights video. So take a quick look. Did you all take a look at those items? All right, one of those items caught my eye. So even though I'm not doing it the official way because I can't get to a computer to make a bid on one of those items, I do like the look of that private harbor excursion. I think it's in Ventura Harbor. I think it includes a Mustang and a boat. I want to kind of channel my inner Captain Jack Sparrow. So I think the opening bid on that's $500. So Laura, I'm going to go $500 on that. If you can write that down. And if somebody wants to outbid me, go ahead. If not, I'll be super excited to take that package at $500. It's a great deal. So anyway, all of them are fantastic items, but that one kind of caught my eye. So I'm going to put in a $500 opening bid on that one. Circle of Hope was not kidding me when they told me that there were some pretty awesome auction items up for bidding. That's one of them. There's a bunch of others on there as well. 125, I think, to be exact, on the silent auction tonight. So if you can, keep the bidding going. I'm going to give you a few more minutes to do that, and I'll be watching those items and updating you on the process as we go along. In case you have friends that are trying to snake items away from you, we'll try to keep you in the loop and keep you in the running. While you're bidding, I'd like to introduce Rick Pratt from Entourage Wines, which will be followed up by a fantastic samba number performance by the DeWilfrey Dance Art and Entertainment Studio. Entourage Wines went out to all of our VIP guests this evening as part of their package. And of course, DeWilfrey Dance Art and Entertainment Studio is one of the great community partners here in the Santa Cruz Valley. So let's take a look first at Rick's message, and then we'll move on to the performance. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Circle of Hope's Twilight Tea Party. My name is Rick Pratt. I am the owner, winemaker for Entourage Wines. And along with my wife, Teresa, we are proud to be the sole wine sponsors for this event. Circle of Hope and organizations such as Circle of Hope are very dear to my heart. They provide not only physical, but more importantly, emotional recovery from the terrible disease of cancer. I know because 8 years ago I was diagnosed with cancer, and I came to realize that the emotional part of recovery is so vital, and organizations such as this provide that service to cancer patients. As a winery, Entourage Wines is a small boutique winery producing about 350 cases a year. And we are extremely lucky to be able to purchase our grapes from the #1 Rhone varietal vineyard in the country, that being Thompson Vineyard, Los Alisos AVA, Santa Barbara, California. We are a non-interventive winery in that we allow the grapes to just do what they are going to do. We do not manipulate them in any way. Tonight, as a VIP ticket holder, you have received your meal, and with that meal, you have received a bottle of wine that was hand chosen by my wife and I, specifically paired for that meal. Tonight, we hope you enjoy your meal. We hope you enjoy your wine. And if you have any questions for me or anything at all, within your little package, you received a business card. Feel free to contact me personally, get on our website, email me, whatever you feel comfortable with. So once again, tonight, enjoy your meal, enjoy your wine, and continue to support the Circle of Hope. Thank you.
chairs were smashed in two. There was blood and a single gunshot, but just two shot wounds at the Cobra Cabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. At the Cobra Cabana, music and fashion were always the fashion at the Copa. She lost her love. Her name is Lola. She was a showgirl, but that was many years ago when they used to have a show. Now it's a disco, but not for Lola. Still in the dress she used to wear, braided feathers in her hair. She seems to so refined and thinks herself half blind. She lost her youth and she lost her Tony. Now she's lost her mind at the Copa Cabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. At the Copa Cabana, music and fashion were always the fashion at the
Great dance number, and a big thank you also to Rick Pratt from Entourage Wines, and also to Wilfrey Dance Art and Entertainment Studio here in town. If you want to learn how to be a terrific dancer like those ladies, talk to the folks at DeWilfrey Dance Art and Entertainment. I am a little thirsty now, which means that it's a perfect time. Get those drink mixers out of your gift bags, as we are going to be in for a pretty fantastic experience. Now, when I say drink mixers, I mean the small bags that have all the ingredients for the cocktails. They're in your bags, in your gift bags. Pull them out. Should be 3 of them in there. It should be the Summer Shandy, the Twisted Arnold Palmer, and the Hot Toddy. Those are what you're looking for in your gift bags if you haven't already pulled them out. The Old Town Junction is going to tell us about the 31 Days of Hope campaign that they are participating in, and they are going to teach you how to make 2 cocktails they will be offering during the 31 Days of Hope campaign. And let's take a look at that demonstration right now from Old Town Junction. They are the masters.
Good evening, everybody. We're at the Old Town Junction. Tonight, we're going to be showcasing 2 craft cocktails that we're going to be running for the 31 Days of Hope all the way through October. So Taylor's in there, come in, we'll go through and see what she's shaking up. First, we have the Tatatini. We got Spring 44 vodka. It's a nice vodka out of Colorado. Fresh lemon juice. To sweeten it up, we add a little citrus simple syrup. And then to get that nice pink color, we're gonna add a little pomegranate liqueur. And some fresh pomegranate seeds at the bottom of the martini glass. Shake that up nice and cold. And boom, you got your Tatatini right there. Add a little more pomegranate seeds, that'll sink to the bottom so you have a nice little treat at the end of your drink. Garnish with a nice lemon wheel and a beautiful edible flower. And there you have it, the Tatatini. All right, drink number 2. We have the gin slip, and then we have some fresh lemon, again to add a little tartness to it, agave to sweeten it up a little bit, and as you can see on the front of the glass, on this drink, we're doing a little sugar in the raw. So that's kind of nice, you can complement that as you drink it, you'll see it as it's crafted. And then the special thing about this drink, that was just some prickly pear puree. So nice flavor to that, and also it's going to give a great color to the drink as well. So there we go. Beautiful. This one we're going to do with a nice lemon twist on top, little lemon peel, really add the zestiness to it, get that lemon flavor coming through. And there you have it. The gin slip and the tatatini. So come down the month of October to get these two drinks. We're going to be running it 31 Days of Hope. The proceeds are going to Circle of Hope and to support people in our community with cancer.
I was down at the junction a few nights ago, and since I had some advance intel on this event, I asked that bartender, and she was very kind. She made me both of those drinks, and we had several of them throughout the night. They were very, very good. So you should, stop by the Old Town Junction when you get a chance throughout October. Try one or two or 10, as long as you have an Uber to take you home. We don't want anybody getting in trouble. But those drinks they taste so good, and they're made so well, and visually they just look fantastic. So give those a try. Big thank you to Old Town Junction. Tonight in your gift bag, you received 3 tea-inspired cocktails. If you are enjoying the summer shandy, click the thumbs up button on the top of your screen, or click the applause if you think you prefer mint hot toddy. The mint hot toddy package is the smallest of those 3 drinks, if that helps you out a little bit. It's got a really cool honey stick in there with it as well. Don't forget to participate in the 31 Days of Hope campaign. If you go to the Circle of Hope website and Facebook page each day during the month of October, you can find out how to participate in the campaign. It's also listed in your program tonight, of course. Okay. As Alex said earlier tonight, this event and the work at Circle of Hope wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Melanie Meyer of the Meyer Klein Group of Thrivent is also one of our Twilight Tea sponsors. A big thank you to Melanie for her generous support. And let's go out to Melanie now for a quick little message. Melanie.
We believe that everyone deserves a plan. Regardless of where you're starting from or how confident you feel about finances, we offer solutions and coaching that meet a variety of individual needs, from assisting with specific questions to providing ongoing guidance to help you reach your personal version of success with confidence. We believe transparency is the foundation to successful relationships. Simply put, you should feel confident knowing that the advice you receive is in your best interest. As a company owned by its membership, our focus has been and will continue to be doing right by you. Our partnership with you is grounded in open communication and transparency, and we work side by side to create and manage a plan that helps you navigate life's twists and turns with confidence.
Thank you, Melanie. Appreciate that so much. And I was noticing Jeff, your husband, of course, who's on the event this evening. I noticed his profile picture. He looks so cool. He looks like Bruce Willis on that profile picture. I love it. It's fantastic. Over the years, Circle of Hope has been known for its lavishly decorated tables. Because we are together tonight virtually this year, I want to take a few minutes to show you some of the tables from previous years. And I'm going to again invite you to participate in our Fund a Need campaign by typing a donation in the chat box, any dollar amount that you'd like to donate to Circle of Hope. It can be any amount. All of it helps. All of it is very much appreciated, and it all helps to provide emotional, educational, and financial support for cancer patients in the Santa Cruz Valley. Oh, whoop, hold on a minute. Stand by. Got a little update. I am getting a report from Laura that we have some bids being submitted on a number of the auction items, in addition to my $500 bid on the Captain Jack Sparrow package, as I'm calling it now. There's a bunch of things in there. Take a look for it. I also want to remind you all, find that QR code again, in case you're just now joining the party late and you've been eating and drinking and kibitzing and having a great time and you still don't know how to get in and bid on some of the auction items. Here's how you do it. I'll give you one quick reminder. Scan the QR code that's on your program, then click on the catalog button to view all the auction items. And the auction is going to stay open until midnight on October 5th. That's this coming Monday till midnight. So keep bidding tonight, tomorrow, the next day. You guys get the idea. You're all super smart. Keep bidding. Bid early and bid often. And check back often and bid multiple times, just like they used to do in Chicago in the old days on voting when Mayor Daley was in charge. Whoa, is that wrong to do a political joke? Sorry. Okay, I know I told you that we were going to show you some of those lavishly decorated tables from previous years, but there is one really important thing to do before that, and that is to draw the names of our VIP raffle winners. Tonight we have 3 raffle prizes. They're all spectacular. They're sitting here kind of right out of frame, but I can see them. The winners are going to receive either 4 exquisite bottles of Bordeaux, that's one of the prizes, or some decadent Godiva chocolate, that's another, or a basket of tasty treats, that's the third. So there is a bowl over here that my special assistant, Miss Laura Kirchhoff, is bringing to me. I'm going to reach into the bowl, and we're pulling out, this one is going to be for the Godiva chocolates this evening. Pulling out the name of a winner right now. Annie DeMac, or Annie DeMac. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Annie, I hope you're watching us, and I hope I hear a virtual scream from you as the winner of, hold on, phenomenal box of Godiva chocolates. I'm sure they're very amazing. So I'm going to put those back right there. I'll put Annie's name there with that. We are now drawing for our second prize of the evening, which is this fantastic basket of tasty treats. And our winner for that this evening is Hark Lim Gan. Hark Lim Gan. That's fantastic. Gan Orthodontics, right? Very good. Congratulations. This will be our very cool I would hold this up, but it's so big it would obscure the whole frame. All right. And Laura, now we're going to go for item number 3. Let me scan this down one quick thing for a second. All right. Here we go. The winner on this one is going to be for the 4 bottles of Bordeaux. And the recipient of that prize this evening is none other than Miss Hillary Broadwater of QM Design Group. Hillary, congratulations on your prize and winning of 4 amazing bottles of Bordeaux. Here they are. Also very big, heavy, just like Bordeaux should be. All right, there we go. Fantastic. Congratulations to all of our winners on those prizes. And thank you so much for participating in that. We also are going to contact you. We'll arrange delivery to you so you don't have to figure out how to come pick them up. And we also did a table decorating competition. And the winner for that is, do we know already?
Colleen Schaefer.
Our very own Colleen Schaefer is the winner of the table decorating competition this year. Congratulations, Colleen. That's absolutely fantastic. So cool. And I think now we're going to take a look at some of the past tea events, maybe a little slideshow for a couple minutes. And Colleen's table as well. Congrats, Colleen. That's fantastic. All right. Before we close out the evening with some more special performances, I want to give another big thank you and a mention to our sponsors. Everybody kind of knows this, that again, you can't do events like this for these type of things without sponsors, but it's always a nice reminder and a big thank you to thank them, let them know how much we appreciate it, because it is a commitment, and it's a commitment that is very much appreciated for Circle of Hope. So I'm going to go through our sponsors one more time just to give them their due on their generosity and their kindness for being sponsors tonight. We had our Twilight Tea sponsors, which were Lisa Call Dilbeck Real Estate, Thrivent Meyer Klein Group. Those two were our Twilight Tea sponsors. Our iced tea sponsors this evening were RT Frankian and Associates and Gan Orthodontics. Our sweet tea sponsors tonight were City of Hope, Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, UV Resources. Our English breakfast sponsor was Nola Aronson's Advanced Audiology. Our Peach Tea sponsors were 9 Round Kickbox Fitness, Logix Federal Credit Union, Beaver Merchandise, that's Jerry and Teresa Mathers. And finally, our matcha tea sponsor was Team Santa Clarita Premier Network. So a very big thank you to our sponsors for tonight. And before we close out the evening with music from the Los Angeles Valley College Choir, I want to say thank you, a very big thank you for believing in the work that Circle of Hope provides for this community. And thank you for providing cancer patients with a safe place to go for emotional, educational, financial support when so much of the world around them is unknown. I encourage you, of course, to check out those auction items and keep bidding on them through midnight on Monday, October 5th. That gives you more than 48 hours to keep an eye on your auction items and keep bidding on them. And finally, please consider donating to the Fund a Need campaign by either typing in your donation amount in the chat box below or by contacting Circle of Hope directly. Personally, I want to say thank you so much for the honor of being involved in this event tonight. I will always say yes when Circle of Hope asks. They're one of the great organizations in our community, and the work they do is so, so important. So once again, thank you. Be safe. We hope to see you all in person very, very soon. We love you guys. Have a great evening. Take a look at these nice performances.
Tis you that are the music, not your song. The song is but a door which opening wide lets forth the pent-up melody inside your spirit's harmony, which clear and strong sings but of you. Tis you that are the music, not your song. The song is but a door which opening wide lets forth the melodies inside spirit's harmony, which clear and strong sings but of you. Throughout your whole life long, your songs, your thoughts, your doings, each divine, this perfect beauty, waits within us, waits within us, or single notes, amid a glorious throng. The song of earth has many different tones. Oceans has many moods and many tones. Yet always oceans. So is this melody. 'Tis you, the music. Let's find a phantom melody inside your spirit's harmony, which clear and strong sings but of you. Sings but of you.
takes a circle of friends and a family with hope. It takes a village